Greetings, viewers and listeners to Meat Hook Jim here, the WrestleHorror podcast. With me, as always, my co-host, Donnie Hoover. Donnie, Pennywise's balloon's getting a little low there. What's going on with that?
Yeah, week by week, it's getting smaller and smaller. Like I said, I'm just going to go with it now. I'm going to wait till it completely deflates, and then I'll replace it with a new one. But for now, it's staying.
But right now, I'm going to introduce somebody that's a lot better looking than Pennywise or that balloon. I am, of course, talking about the pretty little psycho, Shawna Reed. Shawna, welcome back to WrestleHorror. It's been a while.
It has been a while. Thanks for having me back.
And it is awesome to see you again. You've been doing a lot of things have been happening with you in the past few months.
Yeah, you've been gone.
Yeah.
I'm going to let Donnie take this away, and we'll start from there.
Okay.
Yeah, like say you like we just said, you've been gone for a while, and some people know, some people don't, and it's pretty exciting for you. And me as a wrestling promoter, I actually respect what you're doing and what you did, because you've already been trained by one of the best in the business, Cody. So, and you've already been in the business multiple number of years, but you took it upon yourself to try to get more education and more training. So I just want you to let everybody know where you've been, and we'll talk about the experience a little bit.
Yeah, so for the past 3 months, I was very fortunate enough to be chosen to be a part of the first class for Dustin Rhodes's Rhodes Wrestling Academy in Austin, Texas. So I just got back literally on Tuesday. So it's been a whirlwind. It's been crazy, and it's been so much fun.
So how was the experience down there? I mean, I noticed I remember seeing on social media, you got down there and you guys got hit with a big ice storm, and I was like, holy crap, that's like literally never happened probably.
Yeah. So like we got hit with like 2 ice storms. So I got there, and like 4 days later, like there was a very small amount of snow, and I was so mad. And then like mid-February, like I guess like the snow apocalypse came, and like me being here in Ohio, like the amount of snow that Texas got is like nothing. But in freaking Texas, they're like, oh my gosh, all the power's out. Now the water is contaminated. Like,
yeah, we're all gonna die.
Yeah, we're all gonna die. And unfortunately, people did die. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, like seriously?
Right.
Like, this is nothing back home, like absolutely nothing. And I'm the only one that was in our little we called it Wrestle House, that like knew how to drive in the snow. So
you was always driving.
Yeah, I was driving. I mean, and they had all the power was out, so we couldn't go to grocery stores. We couldn't go to, like, thank God we had just went to the grocery store before the snow apocalypse. And like, so we had plenty of food, and we thankfully lost power for about 6 hours. And that was it. So we were one of the lucky ones, because there were some people without power for like 4 to 5 days.
Yeah, I've seen where there was like people out of it for days.
Yeah, and then they were out of water too, and like heat, and like it was so bad. Like I said, we were very fortunate, like 6 hours tops that we lost power. It did suck, because those 4 days we did not get to train, because the building didn't have power or water, so that sucked. But right. I mean, that was the week that Cody came down to see me, so
yeah, that's where I was seeing some of the videos and pictures, and he was like basically like, what the fuck is he? I come all the way down there, and this is what I get.
Yeah. And then the day I get back, it snows here. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Can I not get away from this shit? So
how was the experience down there working with Dustin, and that was it like, just strenuous? Did he run you guys through the ringer? Did he do a Cody on you and make you guys run for the trash can, or how did he do it down there?
He did not, he was very different than any trainer that I've ever actually come in contact with. Like, his goal was not to kill us, but to teach us, so he didn't don't get me wrong, he blew us up. Like, I mean, but he did not, his goal was not to like send you home not being able to move, or like his goal was he wanted you to learn the right way, and not by killing you, and not by making you so tired that you can't jump to do the next thing, which I'm very used to, because yeah, because of Cody.
Right.
Like I'm very used to that. Like any seminar I've done, any like the training I've done with Cody, especially Super Zeta, when Zeta was alive, I was like killed. And Dustin, it was a very good change, and I honestly think that it was very good. Like, I mean, we started out like with, oh my God, sorry, my dog, with a deck of cards, and we had to go through the deck of cards doing push-ups and squats. So that sucked, and we did that every day.
Right.
That was horrible. And then did like about 7 or 8 blow-up drills for like the first hour, and then the rest was completely wrestling and psychology and moves. And we only had 3 months, so like he was teaching us like snapmares and hip tosses within like the first few days, when in the first few days, like back home or anywhere else, like, I'd still be bumping.
Right.
So I mean, that was really cool. Like, and it was really cool I was pretty much one of the only ones that have already been in the business. Everybody else is brand spanking new. So it was cool to be able to rewatch people like from the ground up. And I also I was pretty much Dustin's test dummy on everything. So that was awesome in itself, because me being like a little like being a little mark in my own head, like what's happening.
Right.
Video it.
Yeah.
Now.
Gold Dust has put me in a headlock.
I just took a body slam from come on. And then one day I was just sitting there messing around, and all of a sudden I'm like finding myself in his freaking finishing move. Like all of a sudden I'm being picked up and thrown on the ground. I'm like, what the?
Right. Nice.
So, no, it was super cool and awesome.
Did he ever just basically pull up a chair and have you guys sit down and just talk? Which that would like interest the crap out of me. I would have marked out for that myself.
He pretty much did that. Like he'd be like midway through something, and then he would do that, which was, I like, once again, like yourself, I was just like, oh, keep talking, please keep talking. Right. Or like, and then he'd be like, oh guys, I'm sorry, I'm talking too much, and then we'd start class again. But then normally at the very end of class, like there was a select few of us that kind of stayed a little bit later, and we kind of got him talking, because we all wanted to like just sit there, and like me as a fan wanted to pick the crap out of his brain, hear about his experiences, and hear about like not even just like experiences in the ring, but like backstage shit that he like got to do. So, like ribs that the boys used to play in, like like me being my little wrestling fanatic self, I'm just in there like, oh, keep talking, can I record this? Like never stop.
Right.
But yeah, so it was really cool.
Nice.
So being the fact that you were probably the most trained person in this first class, how did it feel working with people that had never done this before? I mean, you've been doing this for several years now, and you're working with green people. And what was the experience like for you working with somebody that green?
Well, throughout the years, I've definitely come in contact with that, especially I'm one of the, I guess, assistant trainers at Cody Hawk's school. So whenever someone new comes in, or he does those fantasy camps, I have gotten the opportunity to get to help like super green kids, or like people like that. So it was really, really cool, and I hadn't got to do that with like a lot of people in a while, because we haven't had a lot of new people up here. But getting to redo that, and then really getting to do that as getting trusted by Dustin, to like, hey, take this person over here and show them how to do this. It was really like humbling to me, like, oh, you want me to like kind of like help a little bit. And I thought that was super cool. And like I said, watching like someone's face from like when they maybe have messed up the move or like they don't get it, and then all of a sudden it just clicks. It's magical on anybody's face, how no matter how old you are, if you're a kid, if you're like a 40-year-old, you know, person, like it's magical when you watch something click and then you see that like moment of like marking out for yourself, like, oh my god, I did it. Like so it was really cool, and I really enjoyed it.
All right.
I-
I mean, you know, when we first found out you were going to be doing this several months ago, I know that you were marking out pretty bad when you first found out you were going. And I mean, the experience itself, just from start to finish, I'm sure was amazing. And then you turn around and you surprise everybody at FGW by showing up last Friday. Um, how did it feel for you showing up at FGW again after 3 months? Well, not really 3 months. You were in there once or twice, but only as a a pop in. But this was you're back now.
Yeah, no, I was terrified. Like I was so scared to come back. Like I had such anxiety to come back. It wasn't even funny. Especially when, you know, I find out that like the guy that I've been feuding with for 2 years is now all of a sudden turning babyface. And I'm
Right.
like, I have to come back and I'm supposed to be feuding with this guy and now he's a babyface. Am I gonna be heel? Like what is going on? And so I was like, I'm just gonna let the crowd, I don't know how they're gonna react. If they boo me, wonderful. If they cheer me, even better. Like I was just pretty much going on the basis of I don't know how anybody's gonna react. And then I knew we have some new faces around the locker room that I had not met, or had just met in passing. So I was very curious with them too. And so, you know, because our locker room is a very tight knit family locker room. Like we are very blessed to not have a lot of drama around that locker room at all. And so I was also very nervous to come back, and now we have all these new people. I'm like, okay, do I get this vibe? Do we still got this? Like, are we still okay? Is it still going to be as tight knit as a family as it was before? And you know, with just one show back, we can definitely see it's still there. And you know, to come back and surprise the fans and them to react the way they react, the way you all reacted, was exactly what I wanted. And I don't know what the future holds me, you know, there, like if I'll continue to be cheered or, you know, booed coming soon. But I mean, I can guarantee one thing, that I will either make you love me or I will make you absolutely hate me, and it will be wonderful.
Be wonderful either way.
Yes, you will like it.
You know, you mentioned the fact that that Amos, and I love Scotty Amos. I think
I love him too. He's one of my best friends.
but you know, to see him, I've been watching over the past few weeks and seeing him transitioning into a baby face, and I'm not quite getting it. You know, it's like this is Amos. Nobody likes Amos. What are you doing here?
And
But
yeah, so, I mean, but you know the thing he said, he's like, oh, I actually know what it's like now to be able to sell merch. And I'm like, okay, chef, how's it feel? So
to watch you attack him at that, it's like I'm not sure how. I mean, I popped for you, and it's like, but I'm not sure how I should feel about this because I'm not sure about Amos yet.
yeah, no, I don't even know if he's sure about himself yet, or if the company's sure about himself yet. So we'll just have to see, you know, where this crazy ride takes us all, you know. So I think he will do great as a heel or a baby face. So we'll just see what the future holds.
Right? And the future, of course, with Shawna Reed, and you know, we mentioned off air that Dustin has worked with you on a new gimmick. And I'm interested to see how that progresses as you go along here in FGW.
Yeah, I'm very interested to get to do it because I've only literally done it that one time on the showcase. I mean, I definitely practiced it when we did practice matches, in class down at Dustin's school. But in front of a crowd, that was actually, so this past Friday was my first time ever doing it in front of a crowd. And I'm still deciding if I want to, wear like the outfit that I wore on Friday, or if I'm wanting to do what, they had me in for the showcase, which is completely like conservative, like literally Sunday schoolgirl, but she's out of her freaking mind. So I'm still trying to kind of decide, and I can't really decide. And like, I knew it would get, no matter which one would be good with you guys, because you guys are like home, FGW's fan, like, the fans have seen me, but like going to a different promotion, that's what I'm very curious for. So.
Now, did Dustin just take your character you had now and just kind of modify it and tweak it, or is this new character just completely new from the ground up?
When he was going around asking everybody, what they wanted to do or what they, saw themselves as. Alert, guys. Hold on. There we go. I told him that my character was she's like looks sweet and innocent, but she's insane. She would like murder you. And so his wife, like Terrell, who she is amazing, just as amazing. Mm-hmm. And she really took into this character. And I was really, really like lucky that they both like loved my character so much that they spent hours like researching and doing this and hey, you should do this, you should do that, you should wear this, let's order you this. They had me dye my hair, put stuff in my hair, like they really went full-fledged with this character. So it's still a little bit the same, but I want to say it's probably 75% more different. Mm-hmm. Like I've always wanted to be this little like psychotic character, but I never really knew how to be and this way I like, oh, this is the kind of character that I want to do, that I want to be. So yeah, I think it's probably 75% different, 25% still the same.
Nice. Yeah, I know me and Jim was talking about it a little bit off air, and he said he wasn't quite sure the story behind it, and I seen the pictures and neither was I. So what was the addition of the children? Is that just the children talking in your head, or?
That was so Dustin and them like made me that pretty much like a schoolgirl. Mm-hmm. And so those actually were the kids that I teach we do a kids class down here. Mm-hmm. So when I came back, I'm like, oh my gosh, what is more creepy than children singing like circling you? And I'm doing the schoolgirl gimmick now, like crazy freaking schoolgirl. Let's dress all the kids up in schoolgirl outfits or school outfits, and let's freaking circle Scotty, and let's just create this whole freaking creepy Freddy Krueger vibe. And so then that's what we did, and it turned out amazing.
Nice.
Yeah, I've got to say for sure the vibe was there. I mean, when they first came out, I wasn't quite sure until you came out, and at that point, it's like, okay, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's the creepy school kids. Those are always great ways to get that psycho vibe going. And
yeah,
you definitely did that with the show on Friday night.
Perfect. Well, that's what we were going for. So I'm glad.
Yeah, and I did get a chance to watch the showcase when it was on, and you could tell like some of the students needed work, but for them since you told me, because I thought it was a group of people that were already trained, just getting a second class like you were doing, but mm-hmm. Now knowing that they were all completely brand new, a lot of them look very, very good for just being 3 months trained.
Yeah, no, they did like amazing. Like the guy who wrestled me in the main event, Chad Lennox, he had been in for a few months, and he then he quit for about 8 years, I think. And then he just came back just to retry again. And then there was one guy that was in the tag, his name's Red Davis. He had been doing it for about 3 years. And then COVID hit, and so he stopped. And but then everybody else was pretty much brand spanking new. The girl I wrestled in the very beginning, she had went to the Santino Brothers school for like a month or two, but a lot of stuff happened there, I guess, negative stuff, so she left. But she was a shoot wrestler in high school and like all that, so she wanted to do this, and she came here. And her name's Themis Miller, and she's amazing, but she's brand spanking new, but she is really good for being brand spanking new.
Right. Yeah. Just a few months into it. Yeah. They all look pretty impressive.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, being a shoot wrestler, I mean, it's a big difference between the two, from high school to pro. So the drive apparently she's got um, says volumes for what she wants to do to transition from high school wrestling to the world of professional wrestling, where things aren't quite always as they seem.
Yeah, no, she, like I said, she, I guess, lived in California, went to the Santino Brothers, a lot of stuff, I guess, went down. She moved to Chicago, and then Dustin opened up his school, and she also got picked. So she, also drove to Texas. So I think she's got if she keeps this up, and I think she's got a real promising career. Like, she can cut a promo like it's her job. She is the best promo in our class by far. And for her, that being the first time she ever did it, like, she was amazing. So I expect real big things from her. And I really, really hope I get to run into her again, actually on the indies. So
nice. Yeah. So now that you're done with your training with them, what relationship is had after that? I mean, will you be going back to the academy on occasion and doing stuff with them, or is it going to be just a keep in touch thing, or how does that work?
I think a little bit of both. It's definitely a keep in touch thing. He's told me whenever I'm in Texas, to like hit him up and to go there. So I will be doing that. And then he's, teased a little bit of a showcase showdown potentially in the future. So
Nice.
Who knows? But definitely, like, there's some things. So I'm excited.
Very cool.
Well, I saw a bill out there that says that you're going to be in Texas again, middle of the month, wrestling Zoe Sky. Is that right?
Actually, yeah, this Saturday.
Well, there you go.
Yep. So we're going to be in about 30 minutes outside of San Antonio.
Okay.
Dustin will be like, damn, girl, I didn't mean this soon.
Like, oh, what the hell? It's been 2 weeks. Get out.
Down in Thunder Rosa's territory down there.
Yeah. I'm actually on a show with her in May in Texas, in Houston area. So that'll be fun.
So while you were training with Dustin, did any AEW stars show up by chance?
Rebel.
Rebel did?
Yeah, Rebel did. And oh God, there's one more. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Is there someone named like Archie? Oh God, I forget his name, but he came like the last day. Okay. And makes me sound terrible because I don't know who he was. But I know who he is, but I'm blanking on his name right now. But yeah, Rebel came, and she did, the whole show. She reffed the showcase. There was a few other times that, like, prior to, practice, I guess, like Red Velvet came in there. And I think it was just Red Velvet that came, but, we didn't see her. And then, he's got like this whole wall of people like from WWE or people from AEW or retired people like that have like put like promo pictures up, and they've written things to Dustin or to the school, and he's got him kind of around the ring a little bit. So anybody who's came there like is up there, and there's a lot of people up there. So
Nice. Okay. So let's steer the conversation away a little bit from wrestling. And we're going to get into one of mine and Donnie's favorite subjects, and that's horror.
Hmm.
And you being the pretty little psycho, of course. We've talked about horror in the past, but any horror movies you've seen recently that you really like, Sean?
honestly, like, well, with really in like the past few months, I haven't gotten to watch anything really on TV. I watch these like murder documentaries, which is real. Um, but have you guys ever seen the movie Split? Because I've been watching that. Amazing. And then I lie. I did see one, but I don't know what it's called. But it's about like this guy who found a computer, and so he's found this computer, and then he like web chats with all of his friends on the computer, and apparently it was a stolen computer, and these people like find out where all his friends are that are web chatting, and then find him, and they end up like going and like killing each one of them like singly, and leave that guy for last.
It was like a found footage type film.
Kind of, yeah.
I think I've seen that one. I can't remember the name, but I think
Yeah,
I've
like
seen it.
his girlfriend was deaf, and so he's trying to like warn her, and she never like gets his messages, and she like gets killed on a train, and like going to see him, and like they have people going out to like kill all his friends and leave him for last because he's computer. So yeah, that's like the only one I've seen recently, other than a bunch of like, I watched a bunch of Crime 360 when I was in Texas. So I was watching a bunch of like murder documentaries and stuff like that because I'm older.
Are you up to date on your Walking Dead, or is that a dumb question?
That's a dumb question. Date on my Walking Dead.
Okay, well, I have a question then about that, because you are a super fan of The Walking Dead, and I want to know your opinion of this season so far, because I'm also a Walking Dead fan, but I just am not feeling these last few episodes where they're going to like each individual story. And I mean, I'm catching some of the Easter eggs, like the pocket knife. I caught that one. But just after I watch them, I'm just like, man, this just ain't getting it for me. It's just like,
yeah, like this season's been different. I think they're just trying to, I mean, because I think this one was the one where they like got cut off because of COVID and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely been different, just showing the backstories a little bit. I'm excited for the one tonight. I mean, Negan and his wife. So this was actually one that I felt like I was a little bit more excited for. The other ones I was like, okay, I could have felt like I could have gone without seeing. I really don't care about backstories right now, especially when they're freaking ending the whole series, I guess, this summer.
Right.
I'm like, I don't need to know backstories, especially now.
Right, for a season or a show you're going to cancel.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, with them ending it, I'm like, all right, you could do something kind of, or lead up to some epic huge finale. But I'm always gonna love it because it's the very beginning. It's been a while, and my man's on it, so I can never not like it. But yeah, so I kind of agree with you, but I'm telling myself no.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm still supporting it and everything. Like you said, I'm sure COVID put a wrench in everything they did have planned for the while. So they're scrambling to make something work. So, I mean, I get it, but I was still kind of like, man, I was wanting more for the last run. It's like,
yeah, that, the episode with Aaron and Father Gabriel, when I can't think of the actor's name at this moment, but like when that one guy came out that was like a badass in every freaking movie he ever plays, and he showed up, I'm like, yes, he's part of the cast, yes. Freaking murder him,
right.
and I like, what? And then he had a second chance with his twin brother. I'm like, yes, he's back. You killed him.
Yeah, he just wasn't lasting, was he?
I know. Like, can there be a triplet? But yeah, so that one made me sad. But and then me just being petty, and then finding Daryl now has a love interest. I'm like,
Yeah, he's like, you ain't having that, are you?
you'll have to have.
So I'm going to step back just a second, and I'm going to ask this. You said you've been watching a lot of murder documentaries and Crime 360. Are you making Cody nervous?
Cody, am I making you nervous?
No, because I watch.
I was gonna say he'd probably get the same thoughts that she's got.
He's getting all my ideas.
Right.
I just had to ask that question. All those murder documentaries, like,
Yeah, no, I'm just like, your basic girl. It's like, there's a story about like Jeffrey Dahmer on. Let me watch. There's a story about the Jonestown mass murders. Ooh, let me watch. Like, so yeah, whoops.
Right. Yeah, I actually got a Facebook slap on the wrist for 30 days for a Jeffrey Dahmer post back in November that they just found like 3 weeks ago.
Oh my.
I think I got like a week left I can't go live, and if I post in other people's groups, they have to approve it.
Oh my gosh. Gee.
Yeah.
You gotta keep it PC nowadays. PC.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, it wasn't too bad, but it was still, it was still a Jeffrey Dahmer meme, and it was like about Thanksgiving, so it was kind of bad, but I guess so. I probably deserved it.
At least it wasn't like Ed Gein one or something like. Like but yeah.
there you go, Donnie.
Oh no, I was like, that's what I said. I probably deserved it.
It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I was telling Sherman Tank about it. We talk all the time on Facebook and stuff. I was telling him about it, and he was cracking up. And I was like,
I love
yeah. Oh yeah, he's fun. Yeah, he just came down to the training center probably 3 or 4 weeks ago and hung out for the night. What's that?
He made my first skier ever in the business.
Oh, nice.
I love him.
Very cool. Yeah, he came down, hung out for a few hours. He's supposed to come down again since we actually finally got moved over. We're in the new spot now. It's bigger and higher ceilings. And, so you guys will be seeing it soon because Cody's coming down and he's going to help out with some guys every now and again when he gets some free time. And so it's going to be pretty fun.
Sounds great.
You beat me to the punch. I was just going to mention that, Donnie, but that's good.
Oh yeah, sorry about that. I mean to steal your
You're
heat.
gonna lay thunder, damn.
I know.
It's his baby. I'm just
Go on, Jim. Get your shit in. Go ahead.
Yeah, bro, come on.
You're the ones doing all the work, man. I'm just a voice. But so Donnie, the last time we had Shawna on the show, we did not ask her the question.
Oh yeah, she didn't get the question, huh? So all right, we're going to hit you with it now. It's a new thing we do. I don't even know if we asked Cody the question. Was we doing it when we had Cody on?
Did you get the question?
If I said Jaws, then I know the question.
No.
Well, nope, I don't think it was. And we're going to have him back on to ask him again. All right. The question is, there's no right or wrong answer. We just kind of hit you with it and see where your mind goes. And the question is, you are the main serial killer in your own horror film. What is your go-to kill?
What is my go-to kill? I don't know why I just immediately thought of chainsaw. That's probably really bad of myself. I was just like, oh. But then I also thought of Lizzie Borden too. And I'm like, oh, I'm just going to axe somebody. So those are, I guess my main two. I guess I'm freaking going to just kill people with axes. That's terrible of me. But yeah.
Nice. Nothing wrong with a good axe.
Right. And,
But you know, if I was getting killed, that's like the last thing I'd want. So like, can you make it quick? But I guess I don't think that's like any idea for a serial killer or a murderer to make anything quick. But
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm going to kill you and make it quick and painless.
yeah, it'll be fine. Great. Just you won't feel a thing.
Right.
that's what-
So yeah, I guess my crazy freaking design. I guess I'm gonna murder people with axes. It's gonna be
All
great.
right. There you go.
Now
that's
I'm gonna be
answer
go,
for
like,
sure. And actually, I think that's the first axe answer we've had.
Mhm.
ooh.
I believe so.
Yeah.
See, I don't get all technical and go with the automatic shit. I'm going old school, and I'm like, I guess I'm going to.
Yep.
I'm gonna put in the labor while I'm killing you. I guess I'm getting a workout in while I kill you. It's fine.
Right. There you go. It's like sledgehammer on a tractor tire, huh?
Exactly. Exactly. While they're screaming and blood's going everywhere. It's fine.
Right.
Well,
Wow.
we've had
I'm
unique
sick.
answers for sure. Because we were talking to Paragon earlier today, and he talked about shoving a knife up through underneath the chin.
Oh,
Mhm. Yeah, that was his first one. Then he switched to the thumbs in the eyes,
Right.
like
Right.
squeezing their eyes out into their brain. It's just like,
ah.
so yeah, steer clear of Paragon. No.
Oh, trust me, I will.
So, Shawna, how can people find out more about you, your social media, FGW, all that good stuff? Let's let everybody know how they can find out about it.
Well, I do have my Facebook page. I just took down my like page because I'm gonna kind of fix it and amp it up a little bit. So that should be back on the Facebook soon. But you can still find me on Facebook. Just Shawna Reed. I also have an Instagram, which is Shawna_Reed. I now have become way more talkative on Twitter because Dustin Rhodes decided he was going to make fun of me and give me shit because I wasn't. So now I am more on that. It's Shawna_Reed. I also have a TikTok, which I'm not ashamed of one bit. I think it's wrestler Shawna Reed. So that's always fun. Or and you can come to FPW every Friday. I'll be there.
There you go. There you go. Yep. And well, I can come to FGW most Fridays.
Yes.
Right.
Maybe not so much, but actually, I'm not going to be there the next week, maybe two, because I'm going on vacation. So.
Ah, lame.
Yeah, well, my wife
I
Chris,
I've been gone for 3 months.
her birthday is next week, and it's going to be a birthday vacation. So.
Ah.
Tell her where you're going. They might be interested in that.
We're going up to Salem, Massachusetts.
What? Oh, Salem?
Yeah.
When you find if you hear somebody trying to hitchhike, it's not me. Just keep trying.
Well, if you see a little white Mazda 2, that's when you stick your thumb out.
All right, I'll find it. I'll find it.
And
That's on
if
my bucket list.
there's anything you want me to pick up, let me know. I'll get it for you.
Oh, okay. No, that's on my bucket list to get up there. Like, God, I want to. Oh, it's a bucket list moment for me.
I went 15 years ago, and Chris has never been, so this is going to be a trip for her. And the last time I went, it rained the whole time. So.
Oh, no, I'm such a dark history nerd. Like, I'm such a dark history person, and I'm very intrigued by the Salem witch trials and all that. So I definitely have always wanted to visit and just tour and be a history nerd. So
You definitely should get up there sometime. I think you'd really enjoy it.
it's on the bucket list. And I love Hocus Pocus too, so I might like never leave.
No, there's a couple of shooting locations in there in Salem from the movie.
I know. I'm like, I would probably go crazy there, and Cody would have to try and force me to leave, and he'd have to pull me kicking and screaming, but it's fine.
Cody probably be Wiccan by the time he left. Is that what you're saying?
He doesn't like any of this scary stuff. Like he won't like I've gone to like real haunted houses or like stayed overnight in like haunted hospitals like to try and find stuff, and he won't go with me.
What are you afraid of, Cody?
I actually believe in that stuff.
So do
and
I.
just want-
He's like, I ain't messing with it.
I have no desire to bring anything home with me ever.
What you have to do to prevent that is to wear a piece of silver wherever you go, whenever you go someplace like that.
Yeah, no, well, the few times I've gone with like wrestlers, and I've gone with like hardcore Heather Owens. Me and her were the one that stayed the night in an abandoned hospital in Tennessee last year.
Okay.
And she has hooked me up each time with keeping that all. And then I went with David Stockwell to Bobby Mackey's.
Right.
So him and his other few buddies, they had stuff, and then we, you know, saged after. So far it's been good.
So far, so good.
So far so good.
I can tell you stories about Bobby Mackey's, Shawna.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I went there back in the late 2000s, and I was standing there and listening to stuff move when nobody was around.
Yeah.
It was creepy, but it was also, I believe in that kind of stuff, and it's like, I'm actually hearing this. You know,
Yeah.
so really cool.
Yeah. No, we heard so many footsteps. I was seeing a shadow figure like crazy. And the funny thing was, is as soon as they gave us free range, I kept seeing this shadow figure out the side of my eye. But I'm like, I know I'm in a haunted place. So that's just my mind being like, oh, you're seeing shit. But I went right back there to where I saw it in the corner, and the lady followed me. She goes, I'm just curious to know why you came here first. I'm like, I think my mind's messing with me, but I feel like I'm seeing like a shadow figure. And they told me that's the exact place the exorcism happened that I was standing in, and that I was seeing them, and that they always see shadow figures right there. I was like, oh, wonderful. Especially with me when I had to have my surgery, and I legit 2 days after I had my surgery, I'm at Bobby Mackey's like trying to walk around. I'm like, oh, I have open wounds. Welcome, demons.
Come on in.
I'll tell you, the time I went, we had a group of us up there, and we had an ovulus, and we weren't getting anything on it. So what the guy that was leading the group said is, okay, we're going to go around the group, and we're going to each ask ovulus why it's not talking. And you know, they went through everybody, and it wasn't getting much response. They came to me, and I said, why are you not talking? Are you afraid of me? And it clearly said yes.
Oh, wow.
So they asked me to step. I left the general area, and I went over to where the mechanical bull is.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I got out of that area, it got very talkative. Yeah, that was very interesting. That for some reason I was intimidating. I don't know why, but it got very talkative at that point, and they didn't have any issues speaking to it. And while I'm standing over there, I'm hearing chairs and tables moving to my left.
Huh.
So that, and the fact that when we were down in the basement, I was standing about maybe 2 or 3 feet away from the guy that was leading the group, and a black shadow walked between us. I could see nothing but black for about 10 seconds.
Yeah, no, we heard like so many footsteps. It was like insane. And then they kept giving me the EMF detector because I was the only one that like the thing would light up for.
Right.
And I was like, oh, great. Cody's going to love me when I come home. Hey, babe, I made a friend. But so far, so good.
Like I said, as long as you wear a piece of silver, that will help protect you from bringing anything home.
Shit, when I ever go to my first one, I'm gonna wear a damn suit of armor.
He's gonna go in there like a night suit, and we're all gonna be looking at him like, the fuck?
Have you been to Waverly Hills Sanatorium yet?
No, it's on the bucket list though.
All right, well, I'm working on something. Maybe when they start opening things up again,
Yes, definitely, 100%.
I will let you know because they have different types of things. If we get a group of people, we can spend the whole night there.
Yes. Yeah, no, I've only been to Bobby Mackey's, and then me and Heather Owens went down to South Pittsburgh Hospital in Tennessee. It's about 7 hours. And we stayed the night. We had the whole hospital to ourselves and like 3 other people.
Right.
And we got to stay the night there. So we did that and we experienced some pretty cool things. So, and then she just tagged me actually in something today about something in Pennsylvania. And I was like, yes, let me know. So
There's
I'm excited.
There's also a prison in West Virginia called the Mounds. It's in Moundsville. It's called the former West Virginia State Penitentiary. I recommend you go there.
Okay. Yeah, I know, definitely.
I've been twice and I've gotten some interesting things there that just hard to explain.
Yeah, I still have my EVP from South Pittsburgh Hospital, and I haven't listened to it like at all since I went there. I still have it, and I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna go through it and listen, and I just have yet to do it. So,
You've been a little busy.
a little bit. So yeah, I'll go through it at one point, and then I'll see if I caught anything.
Yeah, I bet you did something. I'm willing to bet it.
No,
You just have-
I do. 100. Oh God, was. Yeah, no, definitely.
Well, with that being said, Shawna, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on the show again, catching up, talking about horror, talking about haunted places, as well as your wrestling and where you're going with that. Thanks so much for being a part of WrestleHorror again. For Donnie Hoover and myself, I am Meathead Jim, with our special guest, the pretty little psycho Shawna Reed, and we will see you on the next episode.
See you guys.